My name is Anthony Nathaniel and I welcome you back to Global Education Zone. And in this video, we're having a chemistry class on all the topics you'll be required to understand before your JAMB chemistry examination. So basically, let's dive straight in without wasting much time. And for much more information, you can scroll down to the description of this video so as to get much more information and how to get much more information about your JAMB examination. So basically, as I mentioned earlier, we're talking about UTME JAMB, and you need to understand the basic principles and concepts in chemistry. You need to interpret scientific data relating to chemistry. You need to be able to deduce the relationship between chemistry and other sciences. And you need to be able to apply the knowledge of chemistry to industry and everyday life. So basically, that's under industrial chemistry. And we'll be diving into those topics now. So basically, the first topic you need to understand for your chemistry JAMB examination is separation of mixtures and purification of chemical substances, and that's also known as separation techniques. So we have evaporation, decantation, centrifuging, crystallization, fractional crystallization, distillation, fractional distillation, and many other methods which you need to understand for your examination. So we have chemical combination, which are laws of stoichiometry. We have laws of definite and multiple proportions, laws of conservation of matter, Gay-Lussac's, Avogadro's, Charles, and every other laws you need to understand for your combining volumes. Then we also have kinetic theory of matter and gas laws, which we have Gay-Lussac's law, Charles law, general gas law, Ari gas law, and pressure law. So you need to understand these laws for your JAMB examination. You also have atomic structure and bonding. So this is very important because it comes in every year of JAMB, because this is chemistry is basically a subject of atoms, and you have to understand that. So basically, under atoms you have concept of atoms, atomic structure, the periodic table, the shapes of s and p orbitals, and that's also known as the subtopic of hybridization. And in this channel we'll be covering a lot of those, we're covering a lot of that, and so you have to stay tuned, and you have to like, you have to subscribe, and you have to share this video so that you can be able to gain from it, and also share to your friends who will also need to gain from this in order to pass their JAMB in flying colors. So next, we need to talk about air. You need to understand nuclear chemistry. You need to understand air, water, solubility rules such as solubility of salt and the rules guiding them. So you also need to understand environmental pollution, air pollution, water pollution, and the effects of all these pollutants. So basically, you also need to understand acid, bases, and salts. So acid, base, and salts is a wide topic which also involves your practical chemistry. You know, it's a topic that is applied in your chemistry paper in WAEC. So you also need to understand that in your JAMB. And you should be able to apply these basic acids and basic rules, and CAVA over CBVB is equal to NA over NB. You also need to apply these equations and many other equations related to acids and bases. So now we're also going to talk about oxidation and reduction, because it's a very important topic. Where you have oxidizing agents, reducing agents, and oxidation and reduction. That's also known as redox reactions. So you need to understand electrolysis and electrochemical cells. You need to know how to calculate the EMF for the cell. It often comes out in your JAMB examinations, and sticks to this channel so that you can be able to gain more. You can be able to understand how those things are calculated. So next, you need to understand energy changes. You need to understand rates of chemical reactions. You need to understand chemical equilibria. You need to understand non-metals and their compounds. You need to understand metals and their compounds. So non-metals and the compounds, you also need to understand, apart from that, you need to understand carbon, which is an essential non-metal. And under it, you have organic chemistry, very important for you to understand. And organic chemistry is a wide topic. It comes out in virtually every year in your JAMB, and in this channel we are going to cover a whole series on organic chemistry. Just stay tuned and you're going to understand it, you're going to love it, and you're going to understand completely. So next, you will have what is under organic chemistry, and then you have to understand industrial chemistry. You'll talk about chemicals, fine and heavy chemicals, and many other things. So that's all you need to understand for your JAMB examination, and for you to success, and for you succeeding in your exam. So you also need to understand that you need to have some textbooks. So the appropriate textbooks, especially the new school chemistry by Ababio, is very important for you. Then you need to understand, above all, for your JAMB examination, you need to understand that you need to have your JAMB series, and you can either have your normal JAMB series or you can have remixed JAMB series. So your remixed JAMB series just has all the topics related. You have your topics and related questions. So personally, I used to remix JAMB series when I was writing my JAMB examinations, and I would advise you to go for it. You can also go for every other JAMB textbooks, such as Hidden Facts, which also assists you in JAMB. So Hidden Facts for JAMB, NECO, and WAEC. So many textbooks you can be able to buy for your success. And so if you don't have enough textbooks, you could also come to this channel to augment your knowledge. So to those of you that don't have textbooks, and even those of you that have textbooks, you can come to this channel where we revise those topics and we'll treat them again and deal with questions for you to understand in depth. Thank you for watching this far. Check the description below for more information. Success.